All right, this is the probability and statistics unit, lesson 8. It's simple probability. The homework that goes with this is page 20 in the homework packet, plus the blue packet, 27 for a grade due tomorrow. All right, here we go. This is a warm-up. Go ahead and pause your video and then do this. All right, it says if each lap around the track is 1/8 of a mile, this is no calculator. How many laps did I run if I ran 2 7/8 miles? Well, don't I want to see how many 1/8 are in 2 7/8? So I can either use common sense, because there will be 16 in here plus 7 is what, 23? Or I can actually divide. And if I divide 2 7/8 by 1/8, I need to change this to improper, so 16 plus 7 is 23 8 divided by 1/8. Keep switch flip. 8 are going, I get 23 laps. This week I ran 15 3/4 miles. Last week I ran 9 1/3. How many estimate? How many more miles I ran this week than last week? Well, last week is almost 16. This week is 9. 16 minus 9, 7 more miles. That's an estimate. All right, estimate. This will be 12 times 9, 108. Because 12 and 1/9 is almost 12. 8 3/4 is almost 9. The number of marbles of each color in the box are shown in the table. Pause the video and do this. Tim randomly selects one marble at a time, records the color, and returns it to the box. He does this 10 times. Which table shows this problem we're going to do later? I don't know why that was in there. All right. We are talking about theoretical versus experimental probability. First of all probabilities are based on the number of favorable outcomes over the total possible outcomes. And that's probability. So, for example, flipping a coin. I have a 1 in 2 chance of getting heads. 1 out of 2. On a dice, I've got a 1 out of 6 chance of getting a probability of a 1. But the two types of probabilities that I want to talk about today are theoretical. Theoretical is what I just said. The probability of getting a 1 on a dice is 1 out of 6. There's 1 out of 6 possible outcomes. The probability of getting heads on a coin is 1 out of 2. That is theoretical. I haven't done anything. It's just based on the numbers. Experimental is based on results. So if I actually roll a dice 15 times, if I've done something, it's experimental. All right, this is important. The complement of event is all possible outcomes that are not favorable. For example, the complement of getting a 1 on a dice is not getting a 1, or equivalently getting a 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. The sum of its event and its complement will always be 1. So the probability of getting a 1 on a dice is 1 out of 6. The probability of not a 1 is there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6. When you have these, 1, 6 plus 5, 6, you always get 1. The probability of an event and its complement always add up to 1. Because think about it, these are the positive outcomes and the negative outcomes. That gives you the total. All right, what is the probability of rolling an even number on a cube? Well, a number cube has 2, 4, and 6. So that's probability of getting an even is 3 out of 6, which reduces to 1/2. Probability of an odd, well, the odds are 1, 3, and 5. So that's, again, 3 out of 6, or 1/2. The probability of getting a 5 or a 6, well, that's 2 numbers out of 6, reduces to 1/3. All right, the probability of a chance event is a number between 0 and 1 that expresses the likelihood of an event occurring. Greater numbers indicate a greater likelihood. A probability near 0 indicates an unlikely event. A probability of 1/2, it's either likely or unlikely. Near 1, it's probably very likely. So here's a little chart. You need to know these terms. Experimental is based on results. This is just based. Theoretical is based on the outcomes. A gardener plants 250 sunflower seeds and 210 germinate. Find the probability that a sunflower seed will germinate. All right, well, how many germinate? 210 out of 250. This reduces to 21 out of 25. And if you want to change that to a decimal or a percent, you can divide. You get 0.84 or 84% chance of it germinating. Is this based on an experiment? Yes, because you did something. So it is experimental probability. George is playing a game with a friend. What is the probability that George will spin a spinner and land on red? Well, the probability of getting red, look at the spinner. I've got red, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Red, one section is red out of 5 sections. If you change that to a decimal, it's 0.2 or 20%. Is this experimental? No. We're just looking at the outcomes. This is theoretical. We did not do anything. We're just looking at that spinner and telling you what the probability is. Okay, a bag contains 2 red cubes and 3 white cubes. What is the probability of getting a white? So the probability of getting a white, we've got 3 white out of 5 cubes. That's 0.6 or 60%. That is theoretical because we are just looking at the numbers. We have not done anything. All right, George and his friends played a game. George's spin results are listed below. What is the probability of him spinning green? So the probability of getting green, let's see. George got green 2 times. So he got 2 out of 10. That's 1/5, 20%. This is experimental because look, George did something. George did something. Sometimes theoretical is the same as experimental, and sometimes it's not. Just depends. 90% of the cookies made by this company contain chocolate chips. Then the actual probability of obtaining a bag of 30 cookies with 1 chipless equals, we're not doing this. This is a skip. Christina has 20 comedy DVDs and 5 action DVDs. If she randomly selects one of the DVDs, what is the probability that she will select a comedy? So, probability of a comedy. She's got 20 comedies out of 25 videos, which is 4/5, that's 0.8.